Almost 3 years ago, we bought this derelict boat on eBay. We got her cheap because she'd been ashore for over 10 years, she was full of water up to the sole boards, all her electrics were either knackered or stolen, her water and diesel tanks were out of commission, and she was just in an awful state. But we quickly got her into a condition where we could limp her back to our home in Wales. We spent a year doing some more work to her, had a baby, moved aboard, and set off as a family to explore the world. We then spent last summer sailing the whole coast of Wales and the West Country, and have spent our winter in Portland, making more improvements, doing upgrades, fixing broken stuff, and preparing for the next stage of our journey. Currently, I'm working on getting the amazing new diesel tank in commission along with a bunch of other stuff, but in this episode we check out what Jack's been up to and what we did when we went away to leave Melissa to do the stuff she did in last week's episode. Talking of which, last week's episode was amazing, and if you've not seen it, please go and have a watch because it didn't get anywhere near the views it deserved. Now, over to past me working on the chart table area again. A few weeks ago you saw me rebuild our chart table. I love the new design, I love how it's laid out, but I wasn't very happy with the way it was constructed. I used a lot of old timber and scraps of pieces and bits and pieces, so I've been and spent money on new wood, and I've ripped it out, and I'm basically going to rebuild it to the new design, but I'm just going to, now that I know how it's done, I'm sort of treating the first one as a first iteration, and I'm now going to do the job properly. You'll agree with each iteration of this design it gets better and better and more functional. I've now built the basic carcasses and tops in decent timber, and while there's more work to do making it pretty, I'm happy with the functionality of the design and I'm happy with the integrity of the construction. So for now the cosmetics can wait, as there are other more important jobs to be getting on with. Over the winter we removed our old bow roller because it wasn't really suitable for the modern generation of anchors and wasn't really beefy enough. So our great friend David made us this incredible replacement while I gutted and renovated the chain locker. But now it's time to get the chain back in the locker, and that means over to Jack.
Oh, hi. Hello. I am currently removing these sort of anchor tags, which mark lengths of 10 to 5 meters. So, but I'm having to replace them all because Dad put them all in the wrong place. So today I will be placing all the tags on this length of anchor chain, which is more than 10 feet long. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. That is 70 meters, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit, and there's already some on the chain from when Dad did it. So what we're going to have, this is going to be, say, 10 meters, and then the chain, the red that's already on the chain is going to be 5 meters. So it's just a lot more precise than just 10, 20. It's going to be 5, 10, 15. Yeah, you get it. I have measured out 30 meters exactly of chain. There's a lot more to go, but that's all we need currently to just start. So here is one of the ones that I did the other day when I was in a bit of a rush, and it was all tangled up on the foredeck. It's not too far off. That's the red one. It's not too far off at the 10 meter mark. It's pretty darn close. But the other ones are a little bit naff. We've got yellow, which isn't too far off, but it's not the best. Then we've got, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, there's blue, which is fairly far off the 30 meter mark. But all good, all good. Okay, let's start. I've just placed and screwed together all of the anchor chain tags, all the way from down there 5 meters all the way up to here 30 meters. I have done, so I've done 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's what I've done. So yeah. I am using these anchor chain, these tags for the anchor chain. They're made by a company called Anchorite, and they're really cool. You just click them onto the link. You click them onto the link like that. Then you pop a stainless steel screw through them, screw them together. Then they can't come off. They can't come off if you've done them up correctly, and which means no little bits of plastic come off your chain and start floating about. They're really good. The link's in the description if you ever want to get any. It's the last of the tags. I, for some reason, have not as much pink as the rest. Then we've got an extra 7 meters of chain after this, so if my measurements are correct, which they're probably not, it's around like 77 meters of chain. All done. I have successfully, I hope, finished putting on all the little tags on the chain. So, yay!
Are you all done?
Yeah, all done.
Okay, brilliant. Well done. Good job. The last thing that we've got to do with this then is get it into the chain locker.
Yeah, I'm just measuring it first.
Oh, you're measuring the chain again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
So up to there is 27 metres.
Oh, okay.
It's 27 metres. Then...
I'll put my foot on that.
Yeah, thanks.
$57 meters. Okay, cool. Where does that take us to?
19 metres.
That's another. Well, that's 20 meters.
Oh, yeah,
20 meters to the shackle. So
Yeah.
you've measured it literally to the millimeter.
Yeah.
So how much chain?
That is
And how
77.
77 meters of chain
Brilliant.
plus the bitter end.
Yeah, plus the
And the bitter end's long enough to come up through the deck.
yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent.
Probably another like 5 metres, maybe.
Possibly. Yeah, we'll measure that, but it's as long as it's long enough. The reason you have the bitter end long enough to come up through the hawse pipe and onto deck is in very rare circumstances, if you were in some horrible situation where you were blowing towards shore and the anchor was dragging and the windlass was broken and you couldn't get it back on and your anchor was stuck and you just had, or there was a storm coming and you tried to get your anchor in and it couldn't, it was stuck on, wrapped round some sunk boat or something, and you've just got to get out of there at that point. You drop a pin to come back on a nicer day and fetch it, and you hope to never have to do this, but you can get all the chain out and just cut the bitter end rope and let it go, and you've just put 2,000 quid in the sea, and you hope you never have to do that. But it's a safety feature to have the bitter end coming up onto deck so that you can do that if you absolutely have to.
Bit heavy.
It's very heavy. Our bitter end is made up from Dyneema, and I've doubled it back and doubled it back. So it's actually Dyneema, 6mm Dyneema rope for like a towing rope. So we're going to put that down first, and it's lashed up the chain. Say again? Yeah, it's fine. It's lashed up the chain 18 inches, so there's no way that's coming out. Don't worry, you take it off. That's it. Yeah, pop them down.
Yeah, that still fits.
Lovely. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah. So now I'm going to send Jack into the locker now to put the shackle on the bitter end because I'm suffering a bit.
This is the end of the bitter end, and this is a heavy duty shackle, and inside there is a D-ring. I'm going to put this shackle onto and then stop the pin from coming out of. I'm going to use seizing wire, just as an extra safety precaution. Done. There we go, we can start piling chain in.
Okay.
I have to hook this onto the anchor now, but I don't have any seizing wire because I just buried it under half a ton of chain in the anchor locker. So I have to order some more now.
Good job.
I don't think I should go tighter than that.
Yeah, we'll just get some more seizing wire to put on that. Amazing job, Jack. Thank you very much. That saved me from getting out of breath. As I mentioned earlier, in last week's episode, Melissa did some incredible sewing projects, which are A, really interesting if you don't have a boat, and B, really handy ideas for you if you do have a boat. The episode didn't get as many views as we normally get. I think that was because we released it an hour or two late. But in any case, if you've not seen it, please go over and have a watch because it's really, really good. Anyway, while she was doing that, I took the kids away to do a couple of other really interesting things and to give her some space. Well, this morning, Ollie and I and Jack are up in Sheffield visiting my daughter and going to see Melissa's dad. Because, as you know, he's in a nursing home, he's quite poorly. So Melissa is by herself on the boat. She's got a stinking cold. She's feeling very sorry for herself. She's going to get on with some sewing work, perhaps, but honestly, the way she's feeling at the moment, I don't think she's going to do much. And I think she just needs a bit of time to herself to be on the boat, be alone, not have to be responsible for being the amazing wife and mother that she is for a few days. So I've got the kids. Ollie, as you can see, he's fast asleep in the back of the car because I'm going over this morning to see Dave in Manchester to drop off our emergency tiller because it's just a monstrosity. It's big and heavy. It's in the back of the car there, and it's made of scaffolding pipe, I think, and I want Dave's opinion on what can be done to make it, you know, a bit more refined. I would like it to be able to fold in half because it's a big L shape, and I want to be able to fold it in half so we can make a canvas case for it and stow it on the rail, because at the minute it just takes up far too much room on the aft deck. And then I'm also going over to see Cliff and Rita. Cliff is an electronics guy, and he's going to hopefully have a look at servicing the motor for our autopilot. I've dropped off the tiller with Dave. He wasn't there, so I didn't film much. It was only his lad there. So that's dropped off. Ollie has woken up, and now we're on the way to Cliff and Rita's. This is my mate Cliff, who's one of our patrons. Cliff is an electronics genius.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that.
And this is Cliff's man shed.
Yeah.
So I've just brought over the parts I've brought for Cliff to have a look at, mainly so that Cliff can service them before we head off. That's the drive motor for our autopilot. So that's got a motor and a gear on it. This is the old school Fluxgate compass, and that's the old brain. So this is a Neko system. I've also got this tiller pilot, which we will use on the Hydrovane. So that's a belt and braces backup. And we've also got this, which does work, but I can't seem to get it to work properly. So just explain what you were saying, Cliff, about what you could potentially do with this.
Potentially, as I don't know these systems at all, and they're a bit outside my normal work that I do.
Yeah.
I can certainly strip them down and check the capacitors and the pots and any coils or any other components in it.
Yes.
And see what we can do, because if they're not working, especially with that one, something like that,
yeah,
there's got to be something in there that's failed.
Yes.
I've got the equipment to check the parts.
It might even just be that does work and that does work, and the problem was the cable between the two.
Well, it's possible. I mean, I can check the continuity.
It could be just that there's a dodgy cable in there.
Yeah, well, we can check that.
Nothing more than that. Just plug it in and see what happens.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too. One thing I did do, which I cocked up on, in here under this cap, is a thing called a potentiometer, which is a variable resistor, and it's got two cams and two lobes and two micro switches, and that is our rudder end stop. We've got another one on the boat, but that tells the motor when to stop turning so it doesn't rip itself off its mounts. I took that off and I've fiddled with it. So I'm going to need Cliff to fiddle with it.
Well, we'll have another fiddle with it, see if we can...
There's a whole thing in the manual about how to recalibrate, how to reset the lobes in the right position.
Good.
So, Cliff, thank you very much for that.
You're all right.
I'm going to leave those with Cliff. I'll have a chat with him. You don't need to see any more of this, but I'll have a chat with Cliff and then see how we get on. Yes, Ollie? Yeah, what's up, mate? You're playing with the giraffe. That was our journey back to Sheffield across the Peak District. It was amazing, wasn't it, Holly? It was really cool. I'm now on the way back to the boat. I'm at Matrix in Bristol, and this is where I get all of my fiberglassing stuff from. This is Matrix, and they do resins for roofing, all the different cloths. That's all chopped strand. This is all Armacell PET foam for construction, and all of their resins up here. And this is Adrian, who I'm talking to. So thanks for seeing us, Adrian. So
right, so what are you after, sort of?
Well, I don't need anything as heavy as that. That's mental.
No, it depends if you.
This is what I normally use.
A 135. That's quite fine.
I'm making a pod to go in the cockpit to house my instruments. It's got a mahogany panel on the front dashboard, but the back of it is like fiberglass. That's what I'd use, you see. What's that, 180?
Yeah, 135, mate. It's quite light, but you're welcome to have 135. That's a really lightweight twill. That shape over most things.
Yeah.
See, let's roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Set. I just got.
I'll make a dog's dinner of it.
Yeah, so will I, mate. So will I.
Something I want to do before I end this full and fun-packed episode is tick a few items off my red list by checking a few things on the engine. I mentioned that I'm working on the diesel tank, which I am. So I'm going to just check the oil. The oil was changed in Padstow, so it's not had a lot of use since then. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. That does not need changing. It's bang between the marks. It's a great colour. It's not full of sludge or anything like that. So oil, check. That does not need doing. I've got plenty of oil on board if I need to, but that does not need doing. Next, coolant. Yeah, that tastes of coolant. Ugh. Tastes disgusting. It looks fine. Yeah, that's great. Coolant is good. It's right up to the level. It looks good, Nick. It hasn't got any sludge or any nasties in it. It's good to go. The last thing is the gearbox oil, which is at the back of the engine here. This is the dipstick for the gearbox oil. And yeah, that's lovely. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's exactly at the right level. And it's a great colour. Look, it's still the original, still the red. It's like brand new. It's like brand new. So we'll put that back on, and that's 3 jobs in 5 minutes. So like I say, although it seems like there's a lot to do to get ready to go again, there is, but a lot of them are quick jobs. Just smashed my knuckles to pieces undoing that as well, which I knew I'd do. And I tried not to, but I did it anyway. So that means I can remove a few things from the red list. I need to do the raw water impeller, although that was done last year in Wales. So I'll check it. It's pumping water beautifully. I can't see any reason to change it. It's, you know, it's new. It's less than a year old. So it was done in August, and it's done in the summer. It's now the winter. Engine belts. Oh, engine belts. Hang on. Well, the belt's brand new. I know the belt is brand new. Yeah. the belt is brand new, and I've got a spare one anyway. So engine belts done, gearbox oil done, engine coolant done, engine oil done. So that's 4 jobs off that list without even trying, really. And I'm going to carry on working under the floor with the tank that I showed you earlier. I'm making some good progress on it, but you're going to have to wait until the next episode to see that. Chris has been here for a couple of days and we were doing this. See, it's not taking any air in and going glug glug glug. That's going to crush my tank though, Chris. Work them knees, baby. So this is a flashback to just trying diesel in Dave's new diesel tank for the first ever time. And you can see at this state in the proceedings, it all looks very bare and raw. That's like me having a wee at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's exclusive. Stop, start, old man wee. And we had a great laugh, and there's been a lot going on, but you're going to have to wait till next week to see that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. A little bit kind of more busy and more involved with other people, with Jack and Melissa and all kinds of stuff this week. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks to our patrons for supporting us. If you want to become a patron, head over to patreon.com/sailingmelody, or for other contributions you can use paypal.me/sailingmelody or coffee.com/sailingmelody. All those links you can click in the description. So if you go on a computer or on your phone, you can go into the description. There's links there to do that if you want to. No pressure, of course, but very much appreciated. And we appreciate you guys for watching and commenting and liking. So leave us a comment, and I look forward to seeing you next week in the next episode of Sailing Melody. Cheers, guys. Bye bye for now.